Hi, good evening, folks. I'm back. Now in this video, I want to look at 5 UFAs coming up for our team at the end of this season that I think we should move right now so we get something coming up. All right, so I got a list of 5 guys that I think we can get something for. And I think it's realistic also that we can get something for these guys. And I'm not talking the farm. We're not going to get the farm for these guys, but these are 5 guys. Let me just get this ready as I'm talking. These are 5 guys I believe, whether it be a 4th rounder, whatever it is, a prospect, anything. Anything's better, guys, than us sitting on our heels waiting for something to fall out of the sky on our lap, okay? Now, when you got guys that are walking at the end of this season, you got to move them. You don't sit, this is where I'm really watching Adams with this, because if he messes this up, okay, guys, give me a second. Sorry, damn it. Again, I did it. I'll wipe these down as I'm speaking. If we let these guys walk for nothing, it's like free draft picks. There's nothing wrong with those. You can use those in trades. Like, don't let these guys walk for nothing. That's better. Okay, so let's take a look at these guys, and I will discuss why I think we can get something for each one of them. And here we go. There's 5 of them. Okay, first one. Yep, I believe we can get something for Cody Eakin, regardless of what people think about him. No matter what way you cut it, okay, this guy right now is a veteran center, okay? People want that on their team. Whether it just be a depth signing, it doesn't matter. But keep in mind this year, okay, that he is leading the team with a 55.9% average in faceoffs. He's won 280 out of 501 face-offs this year. And yes, his numbers are what they are. He's had a few decent seasons in there, in the past. But let's keep in mind the teams he's been on in Buffalo as well, right? Eakin, we can get something for, not the farm. We're not going to get the farm. Of course not. But why let him walk for free at the end of the year? Somebody's going to depth sign this guy. They will. Maybe not right away, but he'll get a job somewhere as a 4th liner. He will. And because he wins faceoffs. Every player here has a certain talent on our team right now that other teams need, especially playoff teams, So a 4th rounder maybe, you know what I mean? But get it. Don't just sit there and let the guy walk and sign somewhere else for minimum salary next year or whatever, or $1 million next year somewhere else. Eat half the salary, entice the team. On some of these salaries, he's, what was he, 2.2, I believe? He's 2.25, okay? So eat half the salary. Do it. I mean, it doesn't hurt us to take the cap hit for the rest of the season. Eat half the salary. Doesn't really matter. We're just going to sign guys at our minimum salary anyway. Okay, next one. Here we go. And yep, Mark Pysyk, who's been nothing but steady this year. I mean, if there's any word that describes this guy, it's steady. He's just been steady all year. If you look, he's a 0 in the plus minus, and that says a lot on this team. It really does. And this guy just does the job. He's one of those blue-collar defensemen that goes out and just does his job night after night, but he's 30. He's unrestricted at the end of the year. And I believe he'll catch on signing somewhere. I mean, he's not going to stay in Buffalo at 30 if he can sign somewhere else and have a better shot to make the playoffs or something. It's just normal. It's nothing against us. We're the team that drafted him, but it's not that. There's going to be some team that, we can get something for Pysyk. Pysyk, I could see us fetching maybe a 2nd rounder, maybe, because he's that steady this year. He's had a very good year in Buffalo. He really has. So I got no issues moving these guys either if we're getting draft picks back or prospects even, whatever it is. Something. I don't want all these guys walking at the end of the year, guys. I can't stress it enough, because Not all 5 are saying, oh, I want to stay in Buffalo and they're going to stay here. No, we could get something for some of these guys. Let's do it. Let's not wait. Wake up, Adams. Seriously. Makes me nervous, this stuff. All right, next, the third one. Coming in at number 3. That was 5, 4. This is number 3. I'm going in order that I think are important, what we can get the most for, okay? Here we go. And yeah, Robert Hagg. He's a hitting defenseman. He's only 27. He's unrestricted for the first time in his career. And he's going to look at the market for sure. I'm absolutely sure of it. He'll look at the market. And again, it's not that these guys don't like being here, but all these guys want a shot eventually at being on a winner. That only makes sense, right? But he's been really good this year. He's done, we can retain half the salary on him also if we had to, but I don't think we would have to. He's only $1.6 million. But look, he's led all our blue liners in hits this year, and he leads the team in blocks. All these guys have an upside. This is why I'm showing these 5, okay? Because all these 5 have worth. Even Cody Eakin, guys, sorry, but when he wins as many faceoffs as Ryan O'Reilly right now, for the price, it's going to cost you $1 million to get a guy that he might only play 10 minutes, but you need a face-off one late in a playoff game. You're going to bring out Eakin to win that face-off. There's all sorts of reasons teams sign these players, even if it's for a rental. Doesn't matter. God, get a 6th-round pick. It doesn't matter, but get something is my point. The more draft picks, the better. I'm a big believer in that. So Robert Hagg, of course, I'd like to see him stay. I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to be gone too. And it's just the nature of the game, People come and go. All right, coming in at number 2. Let me open it. And here we go. Yep, Craig Anderson has had a great career. I mean, you look at his numbers, my God. Hey, his whole career has just been so damn steady. .913 save percentage, and he's 40 years old. And this year he's even a little better, he's just, the guy is .916, his save percentage. I'm looking at it right now, .916 and a 2.67 goals against average on this team this year. Now, come on, for a guy 40, and you know what? At first we were all like, what are we doing getting this 40-year-old goalie? But guys, he's been really good. I know it's only 9 games, but he's been really, really, really good. He's been solid, and this would be a depth signing for a team. It's league minimum. There's no risk. There's no risk. They can just take him and let him walk at the end of the year. It's no big deal to them. You know what I mean? We take somebody off their hands. It's $1 million that maybe might help us. Who knows? As much as I like Anderson, he's 40. He's 40. And we can't hang on to guys like that. We just can't, If this guy was 30, I'd say get this guy locked in. That's what I'd be saying, But that's where it's at when it comes to what I think with Anderson. Anderson can get us something because there's going to be teams out there that are going to need a backup goalie for the playoffs that's reliable, and this guy is it. And he doesn't affect the cap at all for those teams, literally. Okay, and no surprise at who I think is going to bring us the most at number 1. Here we go. Yep, Colin Miller. Colin Miller this year has been totally solid, I think, overall, considering the team he's on. He's only a -2. And he is a guy that can bring experience, some playoff experience. You see, he has 30 games. There's going to be teams that are going to want him, especially I think in our conference, believe it or not. There's going to be teams that are going to come knocking on the door for Colin Miller. I just really think that this is a pretty sure thing. We're going to get minimum a 2nd round for this guy, I'm guessing. A 1st round is a stretch. I know that's what Adams is looking for. It's a stretch. If Adams swings a 1st rounder for Colin Miller, the heavens are looking out for this team all of a sudden, because that's where I believe that's at when it comes down to the top 5 that I think we got to move before these guys walk at the end of the year, because we can get something for every one of these guys because they do certain intangibles. But Colin Miller is a guy that can go to another team and be in the top 4 pairing, that, you know, that if need be. Even if they get him for in a bottom 3rd role of a defensive pairing, it doesn't matter. But my guess would be a team that kind of lacks a guy that also lacks a guy that let me just check. Yeah, see, he's 29. I want to check. And keep in mind, he's right. He's a right-sided defenseman, which the league is looking for. We can get something for Colin Miller. We probably would get less if he was a left-sided defenseman. You know how the league is now. They're anal with everything. They want to get everything just right, like a puzzle. This guy fits in on a lot of teams. There's a lot of potential here, guys, to get some return. And I don't want to see, because we think, oh, well, I like him and I like him. It doesn't matter. They're gone in a few months, these guys. They're gone. Most of them are gone. Get something now. Make a move. Get something. This is where I stand with this. I'd be on the phone trying to move these guys and offering 50% retention on the salaries. Like Colin Miller, who is, let me check what he's at again. He's 3.5 or something? 3.875, right. Knew he had a funny number. Retain half of it. We can do it. It helps us if we do, believe it or not. Just for a few months, who cares, you know? All right, guys, that's it for this one. See you in the next one.